new setup. Rework, Moira and Mercy. Time comes, starts very, very soon. First patch, React, go. Link in replies. I'm just gonna throw in a random picture. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Okay, I gotta mute my stream. What's up, Polify? Okay. What's up, Wart? Hey, Hawk. Just the man I was looking for. I have not seen any of the patch notes. I was coaching during the release, and I was purposefully trying to not patch notes, React plus Mercy, Moira, rework time. And need a good quality meme here. I say quality meme, but we all know it's gonna be, oops, it's gonna be something. Don't know if it'll be quality. Okay, I should probably change the title actually. Get feedback through Discord. Whoops. Okay, man. I'm gonna get this all situated here. I'm actually gonna do a ping on my YouTube as well, so because I think folks will be interested in this. Rework, Moira, Mercy discussion. Come give your feedback. Okay. Right, so I'll have to show you guys my new setup in a second too. I got, thanks to all the Patreons and all the Christmas stuff, the birthday crap, dude. I'm this close to having like the setup totally situated. I'm gonna show you what I got right now. Check this out. So I have, check this out. So I have like desk, new desk. That's like a new desk thing, right? And then check this out. So like desk, computer, speakers, which are new and sound sick. And then the second monitor, which is gonna be back here. Hey, there you guys are. It's gonna be back here, strapped to the back of this desk. Now the thing was broken, so it's not installed yet, but it will be. And there's my mouse pad. And yes, that's Pepper's mouse. I had to steal it for the time being because the current setup right now, I've got a cord coming today because my mouse wouldn't reach. I literally couldn't use my mouse. So I stole her mouse, or she gave me her mouse until I get the cord extender because it literally wouldn't reach to my computer. But dude, it's sick. The speakers are a little bit louder than the ones I had before. And the bass is like, dude, I can literally feel like wind through my feet. The bass is like the best part about the speakers. It was super cool. Varuk, thanks for the gifted subs. Ramster, Langu, Quinston, Lockie, Adistrake. Appreciate it, mate. And I have like the second monitor thing, so I keep losing my mouse. But yeah, because it fits you perfectly. Thank you, Ryoku. I don't have a second monitor in use right now because I don't really have the space for it just yet. But I will obviously once the stand comes in. I was trying to get it set up yesterday. Yeah. So I needed to check to make sure that the audio actually works here. Give me a second, y'all. Yeah. Okay, it does. Okay, I was just making sure the speakers picked up. Spotlight, I dreamed about you last night. We actually became a real Oh my gosh. This guy. Dude, Zarya got buffed. Okay, seriously, I'm going to have to check everything out really fast. And then we're going to do the rework thing. So we're going to start a little bit late with the rework thing, just FYI. Farouk, 4 more gifted subs. Ceiling Enjoyer, No Feet Lost, and Ian here. Thank you so much, mate. You've been so generous recently. I really appreciate it. You should read the Ask File. I will get to the Ask File. I'm a little bit behind. There's just a lot of stuff that's been going on. But yeah, good to see everybody. Hello, Fi. Shoot, I actually need to make a note here because forgot something. Love you, Sal. I love you too, random stranger. No, I do my best to make sure that you guys aren't random strangers. I actually know who you are. I do my best. Do my best. Okay, let's take a look really quick here. So, what the frick is this website structure? Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh crap! I actually need to see. This is the problem. I have Pliny. Thanks for the sub, mate. I actually have to pull this up on my phone. All right, maybe this will be the last stream, guys, of my phone. It's not even technically it's my phone that I just stole from Pepper. You know what this is? Sunshine Bread, thank you for the raid again. What is this, like the 4th time? Holy crap, we're just about to take a look at the patch, and we're gonna do some support hero rework stuff. Mercy, Moira, we're gonna take a look at Babson, Anna, and Lifeweaver as well. Thank you so much again for the raid. You've been super generous. You've been watching all my VODs? Which ones? Okay, let's actually take a look. So to be very clear, I have not seen the patch notes at all. I was coaching during them, so I haven't looked at them. I do know I was coaching Apollify a second ago, and I do know that they installed the Hero Mastery thing, but I'm not going to take a look at that just yet, because I think that's going to be a whole day thing. And so the Moira Mercy is something that we need to go. Cheers, mate. Hero Mastery, I'm going to ignore that. Lower priority for ping, so it's harder. It's less accidental pings, basically. I want to ignore this for right now. So we're just going to focus on the hero changes. Impact damage increased Jagged Blade. I'm okay with this. I think Jagged Blade buff isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is one of the hardest cooldowns in the game to land. I think it's probably okay. I think if you were to shift Jungle Queen's emphasis away from her self-healing and towards more like direct reward for hitting the skill, I don't think this is a bad change. Orisa, Fortify cooldown begins when the ability is activated instead of when it ends. So Fortify on a longer cooldown. Cooldown increased. Whoa. Overhealth bonus reduced. Yo, guys, this is heavy. This is heavy. I'm not sure if I like this just yet. This feels a little heavy-handed. I think the problem with Fortify, guys, here's the problem with Orisa. We already know that Fortify and Orisa is just really boring, right? But they've just put this thing on like an unbelievable cooldown, and she's still going to be bad. No, that's true. Oh, yeah, see, I'm reading this wrong. Yeah, I'm reading this wrong. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just totally reading this wrong. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess a minor difference, like a minor nerf. I don't know. My thing with Fortify is they're going to keep on bumping it back and forth, and you're never going to find the sweet spot where Orisa feels good until you actually give her more like mobility or something. Like Orisa needs more than this. I think Orisa is going to need a lot more than this. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But I'm glad Fortify was nerfed a little bit. I just don't think they should do anything super heavy-handed with Orisa until they like actually properly fix her. They're just removing the ability to benefit from an early cancel. That's true. That's actually a great point. Leave the horse alone. No, I think Orisa needs work. I just don't think you can Fortify is just not fixable without like giving her something else. Like you need to like nerf Fortify more than this, but then also buff her in other ways. Okay, Zarya often spends. Yeah, people are sick. Orisa is not fun for sure, and a lot of especially Orisa and Mirrors. Zarya changes. Health increased. Whoa. Cooldown decreased. What? Bro, this is actually insane. Do you guys understand how big this is? So just keep in mind, this is like chat said, this is projected barrier, not personal barrier. Here's the deal. I actually like this change. I think here's what it is. I think what it does is it definitely makes the discussion of like who you should barrier a little more interesting. Does this mean you get 45 energy per bubble as well? I assume no. I assume the peak is still 40. I think it's okay. I don't know if I like the health increase though. I think this change is interesting. This adds a little bit of nuance, right? Because the problem with Zarya right now is there are certain characters that do really well with the Zarya bubble. And then there's a vast part of the cast that doesn't do well with Zarya bubble, right? You got me? Reaper, Genji, things like that. The problem though with this is that I don't think that the HP is necessary. I don't think a 25 HP is not what made a projected bubble. Like honestly, like 200 HP is a plenty. So I think that this is fine to tweak with. It's a weird change, but we don't mind weird changes. Try it out. The size as well, not necessarily a bad change. I would just prefer to not do that with the health at the same time. So I would prefer to chill here. Viper reload time decreased from 0.25 to 0.2 seconds. This is also super significant, right? It's very easy to see things like this. And remember, it looks really small. But guys, this is a 20%, this is a 20% buff, right? 0.5 of 2.25, that's a fifth, that's 20%, right? So that's a lot faster. That's a lot faster. You will go in the practice range and feel it immediately. Works for me. I think it's works for me. It's fine. Bastion decreased impact damage, decreased. I think this is fine. We talked about removing self damage as well. I'm not going to talk as much about Bastion. Configuration, artillery, and deal. Okay, so I think that this, do you guys remember where it did 550 damage? I think that was what we're talking about here. I think. The dead center of artillery did 550. And then I believe just outside you started to do 250 all the way scaling to 200, if I remember correctly. And then outside of that scaled all the way down. Yeah, I think that was a bug, right? So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. The 550 is intentional. Read the note. Well, I read the note, but I don't understand. I don't understand what the critical hit thing means then. His ult could headshot. No, I understand that, but does that mean that it did double the damage? I didn't know that. Whoa, I had no idea that I could do that. I had no idea. Okay, that's something else. Okay, May, damage increased, duration before slow falls off between primary fires increased. I just don't see any reason why this needs to be touched. Guys, we don't need this just put it back where it was. Like put it back where it was. I'm begging you. I don't know why they want this deep chill thing, but like you don't need this. Like you don't, the slow again is gonna be okay. Do you guys know who this is gonna affect? Chat, who's this gonna affect? Who's this gonna affect? Tanks, right? Tanks. Diva, and not even all the tanks, just the tanks without barriers, right? It's gonna affect Diva. It's gonna affect Ball. It's the thing is you have to understand that this stuff is useless in the vast majority of the time. Oh my gosh, more gifted subs? Way faster. What's that, mate? Whack Swagger. Munched, Protect. Oh, I can't even read the name there. Yeah, Protect. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, mate. Oh my gosh. 14 just today. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. Yeah, more delayed birthday gifts. Listen, birthday is year round for me, I guess. That's how it works. Chase Nave, what's up, mate? Hope you're doing well, mate. I appreciate your generosity. But yeah, I don't get this one. I don't like. At no time did I look at May and go, oh yeah, I think the slow on needs to last longer. That's not an issue. The problem is that it doesn't do enough damage. Which, to be fair, this one does a little bit more damage, and then it feels inconsistent to get the proc. Now this is kind of interesting here. Right? That's definitely interesting. And if we were going to do anything, I could have lived with trying out this, with ignoring this, like just the increased damage and then the quick melee proc set, just see how it goes. But I don't know, this doesn't feel fun. It's not fun for Mei necessarily. The deep chill might be with the melee, but this is not good. I don't know why they keep messing it up with Mei. Like Mei doesn't need much. That's the thing, is like the only thing that Mei really needs is screw all this super duper slow crap. Maybe rework her ultimate. I mean, I really don't think that she needs another given sub. Congratulations for you, Ryoko. I appreciate it. So I don't get this, to be honest with you. They keep tweaking with Mei, but it feels a little bit like it's just not worth their time. I don't know why they keep putting time in this. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is really good. This is really freaking good. Thank you. I was just about to talk about this today. I'm very thankful. This is really good. I'm telling you guys, people talk about like the support role is broken, all right? Which I may or may not agree with. It's at least 50% of it is this. At least 50% of it is how quickly the support passive. The support passive, let me be very clear, is good. I like the idea. It was a huge quality of life change for a lot of characters, which are the first changes that you should always make with characters are quality of life changes. It's just more fun, more gifted subs. Congratulations, Astral Royd. Thank you, Farouk. But this is a huge buff to DPS dueling supports, which is exactly what we needed to see. We need supports to be able to defend themselves, but this was a little bit over the top. I like the 2 seconds. They didn't over nerf it to where supports are trash now. It's just enough to provide some relevance. So I like this change. Thank you again for the gifted subs. Say Smiles, welcome. So I mean, I think this is a very reasonable change. Very reasonable change. See, here's the thing: is if supports end up dying really fast, if this ends up going to 2 or 2.5 seconds. Then if we need to individually buff the supports, I think it's reasonable. As a support, the support passive should be a quality of life change. It shouldn't be something that allows me to win 1v1s. Sal, thanks for the sub, mate. I appreciate it. Like if I'm playing Ana, I don't feel good about winning a 1v1 because I got the support passive. I would rather have my nade heal me for 100 damage or 100 health again than the support passive to do it. It feels better to win a 1v1 through other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would rather they would buff nade healing if Ana is all of a sudden dying like crazy or whatever, then the support passive isn't fun. Right. They just it's like a cheese kind of way of winning. I don't like it. Right. You have to actually like make the choice to heal, right? It's the same problem we talked about the Reaper rework. Okay. Couple more fixes. BAP and regenerative instant healing reduced from 50 to 40. Probably a good change. Healing over time decreased to 50 over 5 seconds to 40 over 4 seconds. I mean, I guess it's a fine change. It doesn't really change how he's played. It's just a slight nerf. Again, this feels like the Mei / Orisa thing, where I'm going to be honest with you guys, BAP is broken. We're going to try and look into that a little bit actually today. But Regenerative Burst is not a fun ability for the BAP. It's not fun playing into. His niche, again, it's an extremely powerful ability or it's extremely weak ability, depending on what composition you're playing into. Most of the time, it's actually fairly weak. Another gifted sub. Thank you, mate. So I just think Regenerative Burst is like one of those quote-unquote abilities that just needs to go. It just needs to go. It needs to be replaced with some other form of survivability. I mean, maybe the concept can be, like, what if we gave, okay, we'll get into this later, but what if we gave Regenerative Burst a self-heal only or a much weaker HOT that increased his attack speed slightly? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Instead, reduce Regenerative Burst to even weaker of this, nerf it on the people around him, but increases his attack speed slightly, like a little overload, right? Something like that. It's way more fun to play into. It's way more fun to use. It's not fun for BAP. It's not fun for anybody. Cryptic Player, thank you for the sub. Yeah. But yeah, there's like lots of things that you can do. Kiriko now passes through enemy heroes. Yeah, quality of life change. Like we said, we always talk about quality of life changes being quality. So I would say overall these patch changes are positive slightly. I always get grumpy when I see changes that don't really like address fundamental hero problems, but that's honestly more unreasonable on me. It's not like Orisa's going to be fixed in a patch. She needs a lot more than that. So I think this is okay. It's just like, this is fine. Doesn't really address anything. This is fine. Doesn't really address anything. This is questionable, but I'm open to seeing how it goes. This is probably fine. Fine, I guess. Fine. Good. It's all right. It's an okay patch. It's a patch. Yeah. Slugger, I'm honestly not sure. Depends on how long the project takes. So I guess, I'll take it, I'll take it. I just don't think it's going to be like, this isn't anything earth shattering. Let's just put it that way. I swear my stupid cloud backup, man. It just always wants to kick in when I'm least expecting it. It's a decent list of changes. I'm not going to like lose my brain over it though. Okay. So, Mr. Beast Finance is at it again. I just knew it. All right, chat. Here's the deal. Jump in ! Discord if you haven't already. And you're going to find a channel called Support, Rework, or Balance. We're going to go through Mercy, Moira. We're going to take a quick look at BAP, Zen, and Ana. If we don't get time today to do that, we will do that soon. Last time I got through, chat, how many heroes did we get through? We got through 4 heroes last time. But I think the heroes today, even though it's just Moira, Mercy, might take a little bit more time. So it's Moira, Mercy. We're looking for more overall reworks. Zen, Ana, BAP, Life, we're looking for more tweaks. I think it's more about ability tweaks, right? Like, I think, like, I don't see those 4 characters getting any crazy reworks, and I don't think that this necessarily need them, but quality of life changes. Maybe it's like, for example, BAP Regenerative Burst. Does Sleep Dart, Nade versus tanks need changing? Does Discord on tanks need changing? Does Life Weaver need some more utility? What about the weapon swap? Those are kind of what I'm looking for, whereas Moira and Mercy probably need a little bit more than that. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the list, and I actually need to install the bias command. Because people need to understand. Yeah. So basically, we try to make all characters have a healthier skills curve and more dynamics in their expression. Like right now, Mercy is a pocket healer. That's all she does. Literally all she does. She's not very good at tank healing. She doesn't provide any sort of utility besides the pocket. And that's too one-dimensional. Not to mention that identity is not very popular for obvious reasons. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Moira does have a little bit of dynamics, to be fair, but the dynamics are not expressed very well in terms of skill, and there's a very hard cap on it. So that's my bias. If I don't like your changes, we're going to go through all of these changes, and we're going to discuss them with chat. If you disagree with me, please let me know. A lot of times, obviously, the final result I did have control over, but I changed a lot of my opinions from debating with you guys last time. So there is going to be an inherent bias because it's me doing this, obviously. That's just the nature of it. But I'm not open. I am open for change. So drop your feedback in there. Okay. Let's go through. So we got our little notepad pulled up here. And let's do this. I'm going to go to the very top. There's a lot of posts. It's going to take us some time to go through it. So what do you guys want to start with? Actually, you guys choose who we start with. Let's set up a poll in chat right now. Poll. Start with who? Moira. Merce. Don't type. I'm going to have to set up the poll. Vote from chat. Let's go. Let's see who's going to win this one. Because we'll probably do both today. I think we'll have time to get both done today. I think it could be, honestly, I could see either one. Angela Ziegler. Now, the one weakness of these, now some of you guys are probably asking, like, why don't I have like an actual Mercy Pro giving? Because I'm friends with Skisty. We had a really awesome collaboration not too long ago. I'm friends with the best Moira in the world, Nolan. Actually, I have a video collaboration with him coming out very soon. A little bit of spoilers. The reason why I want to avoid a pro's perspective is I just want to see if us plat chats, can we come up with something good here? Mercy, all right. I want to see if just us plat chat and, you know, a stupid, idiotic psycho coach, can we come up with something? Because I think that there is both benefits and drawbacks to having somebody who plays the character a lot. I think there's an inherent sort of bias. Okay, this is a bit of a hot take, but the other potential problem about having an actual pro who plays the character offer reworks is because, keep in mind, guys, I'm not going to lie to you guys, we're not talking about some tweaks here. We're talking about something maybe a little bit more heavy-handed. And if that person plays that character a lot, they probably like a lot of aspects about that character that we may or may not want to change. I want a fresh take. So let's start off with this. What's the problem with Mercy? What's the freaking problem with Mercy? You guys tell me we always did this, we started with this last time. What is the problem with Mercy? What needs to change? What aspects of her kit are fun? What aspects of her kit are not fun? You tell me. Damage boost. Okay, but why is damage boost a problem? So let's not just say damage boosting in general is a problem, right? Nano boost is fine, right? I mean, you guys are like, well, it's an ultimate. Yeah, but BAP window too. So what about damage boost is not fun? Low effort skill. So damage boost is low effort and high reward. Let's actually zoom out just a little bit here. Okay, so you guys kind of already see where we're going with this, right? High reward. What else is problematic with Mercy? Res. Why is Resurrect unfun? Why is Resurrect a potentially fundamentally imbalanced ability? Let's talk about why is that potentially a fundamentally unbalanced. Think about it very carefully. Don't just say, oh, it brings somebody back to life, because you got to think. Right. Now, here's an honest question, guys. How often do you resurrect? Right, certain comps make it broken, certain comps easy. I need to go. Others, I need to keep going actually. Others hard. Right, low impact ability, low frequency ability, so high impact but boring to use, right? So it's something that's not used often, which means it's really boring for the Mercy because she doesn't get to use it often, but that's because it's too powerful. It's like, imagine if Immortality Field was on a 30-second cooldown instead of, what is it now, 20, love you, drive safe. But you took no damage while you're in Immortality Field. You literally took no damage, and it had a bigger area of effect. Do you see how impossible to balance that would be? Like, it'd be just unbelievably frustrating, unbelievably broken. Like, Immortality Field is frustrating enough as it is, right? Yes, I ran patch notes earlier. You can check it out earlier. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to have such a long cooldown ability that's that impactful. And the other thing is so situational. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really bad. That's the problem with lack of dynamics. When something is unbelievably powerful or unbelievably useless, then that doesn't make people very happy. All right? Okay. Pocket playstyle. Guys, what's the problem with pocket playstyle? What's the problem with pocket playstyle? And listen carefully, is that not something that an Ana or Baptiste does to a tank in a tank trade? I'm playing devil's advocate here, all right? It's too simple, very simple. Little nuance in how it's executed, okay? What else is fundamentally maybe frustrating about pocket playstyle? Pushes breaking point Sure. That's cool. Go back and adjust that. Ooh, takes away the fun part of her kit, the movement. That's a great one. She actually has anti-synergy, where the most effective part of her kit most of the time is her movement, or is her pocket, excuse me. But the most fun part of her kit is the movement. So it's like they actually go against each other, right? Pocketing a tank as on a BAP still requires you to do other things. You have way more end impact. Very little direct impact, unlike on a BAP pocketing a tank. Because if you think about it, if you're pocketing a tank as on a BAP, you have to hit your shots, you sleeps your nades, you weave your damage in, you still have to think about your abilities. With Mercy, it's literally, oh, that target's not full, I heal, okay, then now I damage boost. With the most fun part of me coaching Mercy players is talking about how the movement change, like how you need to move around the pocket. That's probably the most challenging aspect of Mercy, is being able to move in pocket, but sometimes that's not even applicable. The problem with Mercy is sometimes she's actually a really fun and difficult character to play, but a lot of times she's not. It's very inconsistent. It depends on the map, the composition, the situation. Any other problems with Mercy? I think we've got the three big ones. Unkillable Valkyrie. Is that how you spell it? Okay. Valkyrie, boring ult to use and play versus. Right? So Valk, with a little exception, does have playmaking potential. We're not saying that there is never anything fun to do with Mercy. That's obviously false. But compared to other ultimates, yes. Res is an ability that's most powerful when you're already winning. I see your point. If it's a 3v5, I could see like a res doesn't really turn that fight necessarily so much as like a big anti-nade, maybe. Yeah. If I miss anything, don't feel scared to repeat yourself. Because my chat window, just to guys show you what I have here, this is kind of what I have. So I don't see a lot of your messages. So if I miss it, it's not because I'm ignoring you. You feel free to repeat yourself. I'm not going to think you're socially awkward. I mean, you are in a game or Twitch stream, but okay. You know. I have a second monitor, but I have a stand that's not here yet. I'm working on it. Is there anything else? Low direct impact on the battlefield. Arguable definition of support. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. My bias is going to be going towards, I think support should always have at least a small direct impact on the battlefield. I can understand a character like Lifeweaver. I think that there is a flaw in the design, but I can see it being, even in Overwatch 2, being okay. Like, I don't like that. I don't do a lot of direct pressure myself, but maybe not. I think it would be better if Mercy had at least a small amount of direct impact on the battlefield. Maybe not necessarily through damage, but I would have to look at some of y'all's suggestions. Yeah, very little transferable skills. Is there any other character in Overwatch that has less transferable skill than Mercy? Can any of you guys think of one? I mean, I'm trying to go all the way to like Reinhardt, Doom, Ball, Widow. I think Moira has more transferable skills, unironically. No, Lucio has mechanical demands. I think not having to do any sort of mechanical thing besides a very niche movement skill set, I think Mercy's the worst. I think, and there always has to be a worst one, but man, it's tough that she's also a problematic character. Yeah, I don't think there's anything on. Okay, so these are problems that we need to solve with our solutions. Now, I'm going to be very clear. I don't have an inner track to the devs. Our feedback is not like going to get like, but I'm going to make a video on it, and we're going to throw our ideas out there. So instead of us just complaining about Mercy, let's actually provide something constructive. I think that's a good way of approaching things. Are we up? Okay, yeah, we're up. So let's actually provide some ideas for what we do. Now, again, I want you guys to understand that if I skip your idea or I don't like your idea, it doesn't mean that your idea is bad. It just doesn't speak to me personally. I'm not perfect. You might have a great idea. I know I skipped good ideas in my other characters, and so do not take offense to that. Just know that I am a total jackass, and it's probably my problem, not your problem. I'm going to do my best to think about it, think it through, and provide some sort of feedback. Let's take a look here. I have no idea with Mercy. With a lot of the other characters, I had an idea of where I wanted to go. Mercy, I honestly have no idea. I really don't know. Okay. Mercy, wait, no, this is all Lifeweaver. Lifeweaver Mercy has an experimental and illegal 50 caliber full auto 50 mag 12 times zoom sniper rifle. Oh my gosh. What do you guys No. Perfect. Mercy rework. Guardian Angel. Tech mechanics reverted back to Overwatch 1. Some may claim the old GA tech is too slow for current Overwatch 2, but I agree it's definitely given how... Oh, you know what? Actually, movement got easier. Why did movement get easier? Anyway, okay. We had a season where Mercy movement was nerfed to the ground, where heal players had to literally use 0 GA tech plane cast for like 90% GAs and did fine. When old and Overwatch tech could cast 2 when old and tech Mercy could cast 2 each with the tech and the Mercy is all on cooldown. What do you guys think? So I think, yeah, I think a reversion rework of text to encourage skill, nuance, reward, skill. I think I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am not a genius when it comes to the Mercy tech. I know the basic Mercy tech. I used to know more than I did. So it's going to be more along the spirit of the law. You would need somebody who's actually playing Mercy to tell me what needs to be happening here. And I will respectfully leave that to the experts, right? Okay. R&B Blaster can shoot Blaster without interrupting beam channeling nor GA. Now that's sexy. I don't know if I agree with it, but you know what I do agree with? I really don't think there should be a weapon swap. We're just going to put some ideas here. Can shoot without interrupting beam, GA, or does not need to weapon swap or both. I'm just so tired of weapon swaps in general. I'm not going to lie with you guys. Okay. E ability, Divine Intervention. Fires a linear 40 to damage projectile that leaves a lingering 5 meter wide sphere where enemies deal 20% less damage inside. So basically you fire a projectile, boosh, and then it splashes, and now we have a 20% damage nerf 5 meter wide. So I assume that's diameter, right? So 20% less damage inside. It'd be more like, it'd be a zoning tool. But you could also use it as peel, where you throw it on the floor if you get dove. It's an idea. It's an idea. I don't know. Yeah, anti-dive tool. Let's just put it on the list because I don't immediately go, oh, that's trash. So let's just put it on the list and we'll 40, 50 projectile, sphere, damage reduction. And there. We'll revisit that one. I don't want to spend too much time because we're gonna have to go through all over again. Okay. Under ultimate, an underarm projectile similar to Tracer's pull that is single target resurrect. Closest first corp to inner projectile's radius will be the one that gets rezzed. Cast time reduced to 0.4 seconds. So very fast cast time. Slow removed during cast. So you don't slow down during the cast. Guardian Angel cooldown resets upon cast. Projectile can be eaten or blocked by shields or deflected. Resurrect register radius is 2 to 4 meters. So you throw out a projectile. If the first body it hits gets res, it can be deflected or blocked by shields. It can be cast mid-GA without interrupting GA. So you're talking about like a drive-by shooting, but the opposite, a drive-by resurrection. And keep going. This makes the success and success of res more dependent on the moving against certain angles to come on the trajectory. Honestly, I like the idea of the resurrect being a projectile and being the ultimate. Res projectile ultimate doesn't cancel GA, can be blocked by shields, can miss as well. Reset GA. I think these are reasonable. These are something to consider more. Yeah, I can see this. I can see this. All right, Mercy. My friends flame me for these changes, but I'll die in this hill. Okay. Angelic Descent. Horizontal speed is 50% faster. So when she's holding her spacebar, right, and like descending, she can laterally move more control, a little bit faster. Caduceus, chat, am I butchering it? How do I say this? Caduceus staff can no longer damage boost ally. All right. Caduceus. Caduceus. Got it. I'm not saying Caducey. Caduceus. Okay. Caduceus Blaster. Hitbox decreased to a reasonable size. You actually have to hit his head. What? So, is the blaster hitbox big? So maybe the hitbox is too big. Are the projectiles. Damage increased, ammo reduced, projectile speed. I feel like this is just... Shouldn't this just be a no-brainer, guys? Like, this weapon is so bad. Like... Gun increased. Clip shrunk. Maybe damage increased. Hitbox of bullets. Caduceus. Yeah. Hitbox on blaster is insanely large. Okay, so I like this right off. All right. Guardian Angel cooldown increase. Whoa! 6-second GA? Whoa! Okay. Is no longer an ability attached to allies. It cannot be used in any direction. I never really thought about that, honestly. So you actually you can GA anywhere you want. It'll have a burst of momentum, which allows Mercy to swiftly travel a distance of 15 meters. This integrated super jump changes remain. Okay, my only problem with this change is that one of the Mercy techs is targeting one and moving off in an opposite direction. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's a slingshot, right? Where you can GA towards a target, right? And then you can either bounce off or you can do this and then change directions. I think that's probably one of the more fun things to do with Mercy, if not the funnest thing to do with Mercy. So like, I feel like people are gonna be mad that that's gone. I feel like that removes the nuance of her movement, right? So I'm not against this if that there is more nuance given inside the ability, right? Or she gets more nuance elsewhere, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if this is relatively interesting and or some of these abilities are like more interesting to use, you'd still be able to do that though, right? Maybe. I don't know. I'm saying the pivot though. Like the part of the reason is that you're able to pivot on the soul. You fly to the soul and pivot the other direction. Or, you know, here and then slingshot this way or slingshot this way or slingshot obviously up, right? I'm going to put it on the ideas because I think 6-second GA, non-soul tied, omnidirectional burst, like echo, 50-meter range. I think 50 meters is way too short personally, maybe. I think we probably want to at least have 20 meters. Big jump, crap, remains, but slingshot? Actually, I can shrink this down more. If you guys can't see anything, let me know. Ultimate cost increased, gains the ability to damage boost increased. What do you guys think? I was under the impression that you would be able to slingshot regardless since the meter still fills up. Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't love the ultimate, personally. I think the idea of the res here was fun to use as a mercy. Like, this could be fun. But this, putting damage boost on an ultimate is going to remove the complaints, I guess, to an extent. But it's still going to be so boring to play versus and play as. Like, that's not... that as somebody who might play mercy, that wouldn't really... that does not provoke happiness to me. I just don't think it's fun. I don't think you can take away damage boost completely. And then, right. I agree. That's the other thing we have to be very clear is that if this is gone, you need to do something else. Even like buffing Blaster, if you don't like remove weapon swap or give her some sort of mobility or something else, like we still don't really know what Mercy's, like what is Mercy's identity, right? So you really need to find something else to give her. Like there's some parts about this that I like, but there needs to be a lot more. There needs to be a lot more here. Okay, let's keep going. So far, some decent ideas. Remove damage boost. Improve the sustain on her healing output. Gosh, guys, like... how do we make Mercy more interactive with her doing things? Like, I just... maybe it's not fixable. I don't know. I mean, we're barely starting, but like I'm getting a little bit depressed because like it feels almost like the Tor thing where we're like, dude, is the character just like fundamentally flawed? Like you just click on it. How do you change that? Like you remove damage boost, but now you're just like, now you have like a 60, 65 healing per second beam that you don't even need to aim. Like, I don't know, man. Like it's dark. I don't know. Maybe we could just make some minor tweaks with res or something. Maybe Mercy is just going to be a character that just is bad, and that's just. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Limit res to a 2 or 3 time use ability per life. I don't agree with this change as much. I don't agree with this ability as much. Fast sustainer. Not giving her the crazy mobility games. I don't know. I'm not as big of a fan of those changes as much. Makes damage boost resource base that charges back when you heal. What do you guys think about damage boost in a resource meter? It's better, no? I mean, it has to be better. It's going to force you to move. And I don't think you can gimmick it either if you have to do healing to get it back. It's better, yeah. Again, I'm not, at this point in time, I'm up for like better changes because I'm not so sure if this character is like fixable just yet. Damage boost on resource charged through healing. So that forces you to move. Like you actually have to heal people to be able to earn the right to pocket somebody. Again, is it optimal? No, but I think, yeah, longer castman res if you break LOS. Again, I don't think that's what we want to do. I think I like the other res idea. I think the most. Yeah, similar to Moira mechanics, right? Mercy needs more skill expression. When identity low damage support focuses on enabling your team. First, res. Mercy gains the ability to apply res while target is still alive. Targeting ally while they're still alive rewards the Mercy with a longer range and quicker cast time. And normal or as here to 50. Only returns a hero to 50% within 6 seconds of death. There's an ability in Lord of the Rings Online called Do Not Fall, placed by one of the supports, where you place it and it's an automatic res for 3 minutes after you place it. If you guys are dropping changes in here, please put them in the Discord. I'm not gonna see all of them if they're not in there. I just don't know if I like the pocket thing, right? I just don't know if I like targeting an ally because you know what that ally is gonna be. You know who it's gonna be, right? Would this be interesting or better than what we have now? Probably, but I think we already have a better idea than what we have. No changes. Okay. Remove damage beam. No. Mercy gets a new beam that works on an ammo system. Has to go through a reload after using it for a short while. Otherwise, with him using this apply plus 2% to movement speed, reload speed, reduces cooldowns by 10%. So basically, this idea is that instead of rewarding, all right. Hot take. I think this is better than damage boost. I think this is better than damage boost. Because why is this better than damage boost? I want you guys to look very carefully in the vernacular used here, or the term movement, reload, reduces cooldowns by 10%. Now, obviously, we could toy with the numbers. Who's going to benefit from this? You say pocketing Genji, but how often do you pocket a Genji outside of Valk and any sort of a decent lobby? You force this Mercy to move. It's not direct damage. Here's a question, guys. Is this useful for tanks? Yep. Sure is. Now, I don't know. Interesting. I think reworking damage boost to where it's, again, on a resource meter, I think that's something, but that you can temporarily nano boost somebody, not anywhere to that potency, but like, and then if the thing is if it buffs movement speed, you guys have to understand what that actually means. What that means is it means that Mercy will have a lot more motivation to pocket people in risky positions. Do you understand the benefit of that? The reason why we want to motivate Mercy players to position themselves in risky positions is because that's when she's forced to use her movement and her tech. And she's forced to leave her damage pocket. Right? That's what we want. We want Mercies to be risking their lives. Like, I think this even goes in with her, like, her identity as like this triage combat support, is that she risks it, right? It's on her own wits and her skill that she's allowed to survive, not just hiding behind a wall holding blue beam. And I think things like movement speed, and I know reload and reducing cooldowns can be a little bit tweaky, but I think things like that make it a lot more complicated who you want to pocket, right? Do you think if Pharah is going to get anything out of this? Yes, but a lot less so than other characters. Pharah wants the damage boost. Echo wants the damage boost. The movement speed is helpful, but less so than just the raw damage boost. So I'm gonna. I like the resource meter. Change damage boost to movement speed, cooldowns, reload, etc. Forces Mercy to be more selective with target. Triage puts her at risk. Okay, our mission is to put Mercy at risk. That's our job. Our job is to put Mercy in harm's way and reward her if she does. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's our new philosophy. I don't know what you guys think. And we talked about this earlier, the anti-synergy of having a highly movement-oriented character that doesn't need to move as much. In fact, some of the most fun that you can have with Mercy is playing her into dive, but she's really bad versus dive. So it sucks. It's like, this is the only time this character is actually fun when she's terrible, right? So it's like, it's not satisfying. I think you should try to, I'm not necessarily saying that she's going to be an optimal pick in dive, but we should try to make her decent in dive, I think. Unironically, I think this change has possibility. Boost your team, but allow her a bit more flexibility, but less power enabling. One shot boot, but have an advantage of the not overwhelming. That will still be useful for pocket game value. Sure. Okay. Let me get rid of these things. Pollution. Okay. Have a mass res that has the radius of the entire map. Thoughts? Oh, I love it. In fact, I think the radius should be so big that you res people in other games. Like, there's like a different ranked game that you're not even in. It reses just random players in that game too. I think that's the play. Jump cancel cooldown decreased to 4 seconds, up 1 second. Valkyrie, the noun ability that replaces resurrect. Valkyrie lasts 5 seconds, healing 55 per second, no increased healing, no beam chaining. Maximum beam reach is increased. So more reach with beam, more GA distance. GA speed stays the same. Base movement increase though. Pistol magazine infinite, can see enemy health bars, cooldown 10 seconds. Okay. So keep in mind this is an ability now. So I don't know if I love the details. I don't know if I don't think we need I think the cooldown might be a little bit short. I think seeing enemy health bars is probably not necessary. But Valk has a cooldown for overdrive, extra speed, movement, range. Just something basically to allow her to enter these combat situations with a little bit more survivability. I don't think we want to look at it as Valkyrie as an ability, but aspects of Valkyrie. You know what I'm saying? Like think about it this way. Like Mercy sees somebody that needs pocket, so she pops this cooldown to engage, gives her extra movement speed for 4 seconds, allows her to get the pocket, and then slingshots herself back. All right, fair enough. I don't think it should be free flight though. Not free flight. So we'll say no Valk. We won't use the term Valk because that's confusing. Overdrive. Last 10 seconds. Beam chains. Allies healed by Mercy staff gain 15% damage reduction. Damage boost increased. Valkyrie can't be used during overdrive. Made her ult stronger. Again, my problem though with the ultimate is it's still not very interactive to use. I think it's more interesting than current Valk maybe, but it's still very much a pocket, see what happens kind of an ultimate, and I don't love that. So I think we're making progress, but we need to find what the frick we need to do that's more interactive with our ultimate. I have no frickin' idea. No, I forgot this. This is so scary. Remove Mercy. Okay, yeah, well. Yeah. I'm not removing it because I'm mad, but I'm removing it because I'm trying to make this easier to scroll through. Her healing now charge changes up as a resource now for damage boosting. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit. Okay. Damage boost has been nerfed. GA movement speed decreased. Yes, yeah. I don't think we just randomly nerf these characters. I think. I don't know yet. Colonel False. We're getting there. I don't know yet. You can see the time at which it was posted. This is in Eastern Standard Time. So yeah. Mercy healing beam can now overheal a target. No, because it's the pocket. It's the pocket. It's gonna make pocketing even stronger. Now, maybe you're going to nerf the pocket elsewhere, but that's like over health. No, that's going to be a big problem. Over health decays as soon as beam detaches. Damage boost beam now in a cooldown resource meter can now be used at the same time as healing beam. Still could be quite broken. Cast time reduced. Target is 50 over health and resurrected. Cooldown reduced significantly. Is only resurrected for 10 seconds as in spawn again. People are going to freaking hate that. I mean, it's a creative idea. Here's the thing, is I don't like these ideas, but I appreciate the creativity. I think you can't play it safe with Mercy, honestly. I think you could probably play it safe with Ana or Zen changes, maybe even Lifeweaver changes. But I think with Mercy, you do have to make stupid suggestions like these because stupid suggestions like these might not actually be that bad. I mean, some of these, my first response was, oh, that's stupid. Then I was like, oh, wait, maybe not. So I respect it. I would 10 times rather read suggestions like these than like damage boost does 20 damage instead of 25%. That's dumb. So I appreciate the feedback. I think we have to kind of, yeah. I'm terrified of the Mercy mobs, so no changes here. Replaced original passive with current support passive. Yeah. New resource, biotic. This is intense, guys. Hold on to your buttocks. Biotic energy can be consumed by other abilities. Up to 100 biotic can be stored. Will decay at a rate of 10 energy per second after 7 seconds. Now decays from 80 healing per second to 45 healing per second over 4 seconds. See, I like the idea of a decaying beam, but does anybody in chat know if it's possible without like some crazy spaghetti code? I don't know anything about coding. To have an internal cooldown, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to heal one target and then go back and then heal back the other target and you're going to reset the cooldown. Is that not abusable? Is that not abusable? Yeah, I respect it, Night Owl. I appreciate it. Okay, not too bad. All right. Beam decay, internal cooldown for target. But how do you even... Would you have to have like a little resource meter over their head to tell you? Because like that would be so hard to track. Maybe that's the point. You know what I'm saying though, right? Like there'd be like no... Maybe it'd be like a... you know like a Moira thing when it's like you heal? You heal and it's like... You know, and it like runs out. I feel like there needs to be some sort of like audio or visual cue to show decay. Under HP bar? Yeah, it could be. Because again, I actually think this is more in line, because here's the freaking point, guys. If you're a triage combat healer, why the frick are you sitting with one random person who's probably not even in a super risky position? Why are you not like moving around based off of need? Isn't that the whole point, right? I understand their point with the triage healing where they tried and failed with the healing per second increasing the lower the target is. But at least like this is something similar to that, right? Oh, shut up, Lexa. We'll get to you. Be patient. Right? What's the point? What it all means? Okay. You're bad. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. But yeah, I think this is good. I think this is if we can find a way to code this and make it visual, like you can actually see the decay, then I think it's okay. I think that's okay. What do the numbers mean, Mason? I'm not gonna skip Lexa. I'm not that mean. Well, actually, I might. Now decays from 25% damage boost. Again, decay with the damage boost as well. I prefer the whole, like, if we were to decay, I honestly like the whole movement thing instead of the damage boost personally. I mean, think about it this way: like, Mercy can still do really well with snipers and stuff for like the reload speed and like, what the frick was it? Cooldowns and stuff. But like now, it's like actually like it's not just what did I do? Yeah, you can a lot of things. Get it? Yes, I are. Yes, I are. Okay. Switching targets will start. Every 5 damage, Amplify generates 1 biotic energy. Okay, so basically you generate biotic energy through the damage boost. Ability 1 GA, the ability the same because it's us who receive the notch damage as all versus all the movement. Yeah. Dude, what? Dude, that's actually kind of cool. I don't know. Dude, what if it was like, you know, or like, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. ASMR. Okay, now resurrects targets at health directly proportional to biotic energy. Yeah, I mean these are some funky changes, but they've got some cool ideas. All right, Tabata, don't disappoint me. Is Tabata here? Tabata, are you here? For height of speed, she gets impact damage. Right, she literally just explodes if she goes fast enough. Secondary fire no longer damage boost. Instead, increase ult charge from all sources by 30% for both Mercy and the targeted player. Make it so the passive ult charge boost is only active if active ult charge is gained less than 2 seconds ago. So basically, you just generate more ult charge from the target and the person. I mean, it's all right. It's pretty passive, though. It's pretty passive. It's just kind of like not as interesting, to be honest. Valk on a cooldown. Yeah, that's in my mouth. Piece of dirt. Again, I think the idea of like having a movement ability that like a slight overdrive could be fun. Revert to season 1 of Overwatch 2. Sure. Yeah. Ultimate Resurrect. Increase the radius. The ultimate can be used on a live ally, providing 200 over health for 10 seconds. Honestly, I feel like that's super weak. I think that's super, super weak. Yeah, the problem with Valk correct me if I'm wrong, Helix Suwig, is that Valkyrie removes the fun part of your movement and makes it all boring and easy. So if you're gonna have Valkyrie on an E, instead it should not be Valkyrie, the free flight, like you were saying. It should be something that maybe increases your movement speed and allows you to take more risky movement and more risky positions that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do, but still forces you to actually do the movement. Am I correct? Any Mercy enjoyers in chat? More or less? Well, tell me where I'm more or less off, because I am curious. I want to be more or less, or more and more, or less and less, or whatever it is. Professional Mercy, here, welcome. Valk is just spectator mode, right? Like my point of Valk is it should allow you to do more aggressive things, not just like chill, you know? Surely, right? Right? Okay. Okay, here's a hot, you know what, this shouldn't be a hot take. All right, guys, do you guys want to know why low rank Mercy players heal so much? Because healing as Mercy is way more fun than damage boosting. Like heal botting as Mercy is unironically like twice as fun as damage boosting. Healing is so much more fun because it forces you to like move around and the sound is way more satisfying. It's not very good with Mercy, but it's so much more fun to heal. And that's the problem, right? Is that like, you know, I think obviously you should consider like the sound effects of like whatever our right click is going to be or whatever, but it's like, that's the whole problem with like the pocket mentality is because you only sit on one target, even when you do heal, it's not very much. It's fun. Okay, frick it, guys. I'm going to say it's fun to heal tanks. I like this. You know, it gets me going, man. It's fun. I like it. I like flying around and healing stuff. And then like, dude, it's just so bad that you just don't do that, you know? It's fun. I like healing tanks as Mercy. I admit it. I like it. It's fun. It's really fun. So like, why is it so bad? It's so annoying. I want it to be good. And I think like we should try and do that, you know, like with a beam decay or movement or something like that. We should reward movement. We should reward, like, give you more options. It's literally why, yes, that's why Plat Mercies do that. It's because it's fun. Like when you reward players to do something, don't be surprised when they do it, you know? Not everyone's going to sit there and try and watch VOD reviews. Not everyone's going to track like my win percentage, you know? Anyway. Damage boost, resource based, either like Diva Moira, The good news is that, as you guys remember from last time, the more we do, the faster we go. Dude, what if we gave Mercy a slam like Doomba's? Boom, you know? And she's, okay, never mind, sorry. Every now and then we just have to let loose. Yeah, see, this is what we want, right? I think this is the general consensus is like having another movement ability would be sick. Like not like super broken, maybe just like a longer, I don't know, something like that, surely. Surely. It's about lower cast time. Yeah, this nothing new here necessarily, but yeah. I had a thought for a second. I got to sit there and waddle with it for a second. What do you guys think about instead? Do you guys remember the Pharah change where the mate was talking about like the The first ability that you use after you press Q is overdriven for like 3 seconds. And the ult is like really easy to generate, like pulse bomb level. Do you remember that? What if we did that with Mercy? Like where you pop your overdrive ult and you heal more for 3 seconds, or you pop your movement speed right click is more for 3 seconds, or you can move slightly fast. If you press GA, you move, I don't know, something like that. But it's on it's like a pulse bomb generation. You can get one like almost one per fight kind of a thing. You know, not very strong, but you get it frequently. Ult that supercharges, easy to generate, boosts abilities slightly for like what, 4 to 5 seconds? 3 to 5 seconds? Something very, very short, right? That you have to kind of choose the timing wisely. Basically, it just allows you to overdrive your movement speed, your healing ability, we talked about the right click maybe being a movement speed buff on a resource. Maybe you generate more resource for that period of time. Something like that. Like Iriari ult? Not really. The closest thing I would say would be, do you know how Orissa's Fortify gives her overhealth, reduces her, makes her CC immune, and reduces her gun overheat, right? And you can't slow her. Think that, where like all these things happen at once, but not nearly as annoying to play versus, if that makes sense. It's more like, it makes Orisa Fortified does the exact same thing that Orisa does, but she does all of them better. Is it somewhat similar to Valk? No, because Valk, to an extent, yes. But Valk is very uninteractive and long duration. I want to go the opposite direction. I want it to be, you don't gain the verticality in free flight because that's uninteractive, and you don't get the long duration because that's uninteractive. The problem with Valk is that because Valk lasts so long, it has to be very weak. Because if you had how long is Valk, guys? 10 seconds, 12, 15 seconds? For an ult that lasts that long, it has to be unimpactful. Otherwise, it'd be broken, right? Right, so what we need to do is we need to accordion this sucker, squeeze this thing in here, give it a good old fashioned squeeze. And so now it can actually be a lot more potent because it's not going to last near as long. And I think maybe even making it a little bit less potent and just generating it faster might be fun. Ramatra ult would like to have a work. Right, it's like the worst ultimates that have the longest durations. Anthracite is super annoying to play versus. Not as much in lower ranks, but like Anthracite sucks as high rank. Like, wait till Widow meta comes around, guys. You're gonna freaking hate Anthracite. Anthracite, Valk, Ramatra ult, some of the worst ultimates in the game. Even Bongo, old Bongo. You guys remember old Bongo? What was that, like 8 seconds? Something like that? Really, really boring. I mean, that was boring for other reasons too, but longer duration ultimates, I think, are not as fun. Not a rule, but I think something to consider. Give Mercy a deployable halo that floats above a teammate. Teammate is the only teammate that's eligible for Guardian Angel. See, my problem with the halo is that, again, this is pocket, super pocket. Mercy can res targets from distance if the halo is over their heads, pocket. Take away damage boost and give her a small amount of resource that can be used to allow for deepest aggression, small bursts. That's going to be super cancer, super pocket. Yeah, because I mean, talk about this. You don't have damage boost, but you have a literally immortal Pharah barraging you for like 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And she's just going to get insta-res because she has Halo over her head. No way Bongo was 15 seconds. Was it really? No way. Was it? Dude, Bongo was busted, bro. People forget. That ultimate was easily the most underrated ultimate of Overwatch 1. People were just bad at it. Think about that now. 50% damage boost for 15 seconds. Yeah, I had the highest teamfight win percentage in OWL of all ultimates at the time when she was meta. Now, it was the highest, I'm fairly certain. Dude, Bongo, they're just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, anyway. Mercy, primary fire, kinetic shield. Mercy attaches a tether to a friendly target, shining them in a projectile to replace their HP with a shield rate. Wait, and replacing their HP with a shield at a rate of 20. I don't love it. I appreciate the effort, but this again feels pocket juice. Second EMP. No, yeah. I was thinking of the at the meta at the time. I'm not sure I fully understand this one as much. But I don't think I like it too much. Regenerative blast. Add a charge meter to pistol. 35 chain healing allies within 5 meters. It's an interesting idea. These are all interesting ideas, but I think this might be too weak here. Staff equipped. Damage boost. Add ramp and decay. How? Damage increase ramps. So in other words, it ramps up to around 5 seconds. But then decays after. Charge meter to pistol. Again, it feels like the damage is so low. I'm not sure I like the idea as much. Health immediately deteriorates at around 10%. Yeah, I mean, interesting ideas. I just don't know how much. I'm not sure how much I agree with all those. Damage boost replaced with new ability. That's wild. Okay. Moira maybe. Hey, it's ARX. We know ARX. Mercy make her do less heals when she's not directly looking at people. I'm healing you. Yeah, I will say super jump too easy now. Verticality, movement less fun. That's creepy. I don't. You guys have a low bar for creepy. That's supportive, guys. That's supportive. That wasn't supposed to be a smolder. Dang it! I was going for a serial killer. Okay. Wait, I can do the shift thing here. Check it out, guys. I'm so hip with the kids. Wow. Mercy, I think a damage boost beam should be returned to an ult charging boost beam. That's some of the Tabata. Yeah, Tabata. Was it Tabata? Yeah. The only thing with the ult charge thing is it's definitely left less. Here's my problem with ult charge, okay? Hear me out. It's less broken, and it actually would take a lot of thought. I agree. Like, I think an ult charge beam is actually pretty hard to use. Like, you'd have to track your teammates' ult charge and try to get people to 100%. Like, oh, this person's 87 and that person's 90, then I quickly go over to them. But the problem is it's just not super, it's not as like visibly or immediately impactful. And so I feel like it might be harder to get, like, it wouldn't feel as satisfying to leverage. You know what I'm saying? I think it's, I think, I think it's less fun, right? It's skillful, but it's not fun. Okay, yeah. Mercy, remove of res and damage boost, replace res with angelic fury. Your beam targets get 15% attack speed and reload time reduced by 55 seconds during the cooldown that was stress. Secondary heal. Is there any relevance to having something like a Valk chain beam that's on a cooldown? Or you choose to chain heal pocket? Or would that be broken and boring? Like, imagine Valk, but like we have, first off, no damage boost, right? But the attack speed, movement speed, all reload speed, whatever. But have it like on a right click instead that does that, or like an ability that does that allows you to chain for like 3 or 4 seconds. Need some risk to it, I feel. Yeah. Yeah. And on a, it'd be on a cooldown, and it would be a very short duration. Even more UI clutter. The glorious queue. What are the ways we can stick to the lore? Because yeah, that is one of the things that I would say is that having the whole chain heal aspect doesn't feel as like dynamic and like the individual as needed. It feels like a little bit more, I'm going to check out and just add AoE value. So maybe it's not good. Yeah, maybe it's not good because it feels like it wouldn't be as interesting to use. Think about direct damage. True. Yeah, we need to be very careful about giving Mercy damage. Here's my thing with Mercy damage. I want to give Mercy relevant damage when it's necessary. I want to maybe consider removing or enabling the weapon swap to happen instantly, trashing her clip size, making it a quick burst shot to where she's never like looking for it, but she has the capability to hit a skill shot as necessary. I mean, it's a good idea, Cypher. I mean, it really is a good idea. I just don't know if I just have to. I just don't know if I like it. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Caduceus. Damage enemies. Bro, what if Mercy had like a beam tracking weapon like Zarya? Or like what if the pistol went away? Like what if you had like very short but on Okay. All right, hear me out. You talk about a taser, okay? Symmetra beam tier 2, but Symmetra's ammo cut into literally half or less. So it's like a self-defense tool only if somebody gets close. Maybe? But you know what I'm saying. What's up, man? Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. But like, okay, all right. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm like, here, just so you guys can see what I'm trying to do. So I'm like, wait, this might be even better here. Now, yeah. Okay, what about like you're flying around 5 to 6 meter range, like that, dude? Okay, you know what? Maybe not the beam. Maybe not the beam. What about whip? What about whip shot? Okay, what about whip shot? Okay, it's a melee range, not melee range, but like make it shorter than like what? It's a burst cooldown oriented. Okay, seriously, hear me out. It's a taser. You fly around and you go, and there's like a little burst of like 90 damage or 100 damage, but you can't spam it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a skill shot though. You have to actually hit it in short, medium range. 100 damage is crazy. No, yeah. Maybe like 70 damage. But it doesn't CC. It's not spammable. And it has an unbelievably short range. I'm just thinking about like if I'm getting, well, see, the only problem is that maybe I'm just trying too hard for no reason. Maybe this just isn't necessary. It would need to be on a cooldown. It would need to be really short range, and it would need to be a skill shot. I don't know. I'm throwing crap out here at this point. I'm just thinking like, yeah, you know, you know. I just feel like the whole like hitting somebody with a stick sounds like a good idea to me. Like, just like a little smack, you know? Like, I don't know how you would do that. How would you do that? Well, how would you do this? My 5'3". Man. I don't know. I'm going to put it as like potentially like an idea of like letting her hit somebody with something. I've got it, guys. I've got it. Mercy flies around with a samurai sword. And if she flies to you, she gives you, you have to commit here. She flies to an enemy and forces them to commit here. Yeah. That's the change. Mercy flies to you and makes you commit seppuku. On a long cooldown, to be fair. Okay. We're going to zoom through these a little bit. HP reduced to 100. Oh, shields. Okay. I'm like, what the heck, dude? I think 175 healing is a little low. Mercy said you bring dishonor to your family. My thoughts exactly. Decay, cooldown reduced, resurrect reduced, removed, halo, make a target immune to crowd control, receive 10% damage resistance for 3.5 seconds. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Mercy sprays Agent Orange in the battlefield. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Genuine. All right. I feel like my face is just the white screen. I'm like, oh. Hang on, guys. Give me a second. Okay. All right. I'm good. I can actually see now. Like I'm not completely blind. I'm not ready for this. This monitor is intense. Okay. Uh, if you don't like weapon swapping, you're wrong. Yeah, screw you, man. Screw you. The weapon swap won't change stuff, instead change color and form. Okay. Now moves gradually faster the longer the descent. This is intense. I'm so lost. So like an AoE. It's just like an AoE healing fart. Like what is this? Like a pulse or something? Okay. Weapon 2 damage measures primary fire. What? Okay, I gotcha. Weapon 2 damage rework. I'm drowning, chat. I'm slowly. Maybe I'm just getting tired, but feeling a little lost in the sauce. Cleanse everything. Cleanse everything except a slow. I mean, what are you going to cleanse? Just nade? All right, I'm not going to lie. This feels like a little bit too of an intensive a rework if I even fully understand half of the things that are being posted here. So I respect the grind, and there's some good things in here, but it's honestly hard to follow. Yeah. I'm also at a point in time now where I think we need to try and go a little bit faster here. Oh gosh. Trico helped us with the, we're back with this the sunglasses here. Okay. Healing targets above 50% health. Yeah, resource drain. Okay, this is similar to what we talked about earlier. Yeah, actually, sympathetic recovery needs to go. What do you guys think? Like, the passive heal off of you being healing, the fact that you guys don't even know what sympathetic recovery is exactly my point. Here's sympathetic recovery. The fact that you guys don't even know is the problem. You'd heal 25% of healing done. It's just not very interactive. Bubble damage boost. Yeah, I like these up until you're saying giving multiple res charges to Valk, because that's going to be... No. I mean, I respect it, but no. Most of these things are redundant, though. Good ideas, but something that we've already seen. So whoever says it first gets all the glory, but yeah. We talked about this. Talked about this. Talked about this. Talked about this. Yes. Yes. Let me know if I miss anything that's unique that maybe I should look at. So basically having the damage boosting different people rewards you with a lower GA cooldown. But see, I don't know if I like that because I don't want to have to force myself to be thinking about my GA cooldown when it comes to who I'm pocketing. It should be more of a game sense decision of who makes the most sense in the gift. I mean, that's one of the only challenging things about Mercy right now. So I appreciate what you're trying to do to give more thought, but I think it conflicts with the game sense decision of knowing who to pocket. Right now, this would reward arbitrarily damage boosting anybody who haven't damage boosted before to get the GA back faster. I mean, you could find the balance there, but I'm not sure as much. I know what you're saying, where you damage boost a key ability, you get the damage reduction. But the problem is that you're talking about Fire Strike, and that's true. But most people just do about the flat amount of damage most of the time with some key spikes, with like Dynamite and Fire Strike. But most characters in Overwatch don't function like that, or they have bursts of damage output. Yes, 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 yes. I see what you're saying where you're trying to force Mercy to be more interactive, but I'm not sure that this is the way to do it. I see what you're saying. So basically, when you move near stuff, you generate kinetic energy that you can then channel into whatever you want, whether it's healing, guardian angel, or blaster. I'm not sure that I like that as much, but it's a good idea. You do not have to add some kind of offense or aim-based ability versus getting rewarding or difficult. Fair enough. So right mindset. I'm not as big of a fan of the actual changes personally. I think we already have changes that I think are following the spirit that maybe sound a little bit more interesting to me. Okay. Base damage amplified. See, I like the idea of this. It's trying to reward people for beam swapping, but it's more punishable than the decay. I like the decay idea better. I think it rewards It allows more, forces more beam swapping. Again, we're zooming through these now. What do you guys think about these pistol changes? What if we shrunk the clip to 2 bullets or to 10 bullets or even 8 bullets? Increase the projectile size or decrease the projectile size and significantly increased the damage or the projectile speed at the same time. So shrink the clip way down, shrink the hitbox, significantly increase the projectile speed and maybe the damage. And you could probably make the reload time worse too. I'm not trying to make, like, I feel like what I'm trying to think is about, like, how do we make her gun effective without making it something that she uses often? We want gun to be an emergency get out of jail free card, and I think maybe having a really bad reload time could be a way to do that. Like, make it effective, but not something that you use outside of once in a blue moon. Abs, we're making the assumption that the devs are smoking crack when they say things like that. If you want heroes that are playable at all ranks, then you need to balance them for all ranks. Or you have noob heroes like Mercy and Moira that are no longer applicable in higher ranks, but they haven't done that either because Mercy and Moira are 2 playable high ranks. I'm leaning into the other thing that they've said, where they said that they want characters to be played at all ranks and all levels. Every character needs to be viable. That's the philosophy that we're approaching here. Get rid of the gun. Make this, yeah, okay. Tiny clip, long reload, discourage using much often. So it's a very effective gun. Not a very effective gun, but it's an effective gun, but it's not something that they can use often. Okay, where are we at? 4:06 a.m. Oh, we already did that. Oh my gosh, what is this? That's wild. So chain healing on the right click. Oh, wait, no. Yes, so it is, yes, chain healing. So selective damage boost. Yeah, okay. We're getting there, chat. Oh yeah, we forgot her. %, damage reduction. I don't know if I like the damage reduction idea. It could also be super, super broken. Okay. Interesting. Hey, girl. Hi, girl. Hi. No. Whoopsies. All right. Changes to focus on leaning to mobility for skill expression. Sorry, Chad, I'm not talking as much because we're basically just zooming through these changes here. All right, Alexa. Cheers, Colonel. I do like the fact of decay. For the heal. Decay is a decent tracer. You're hilarious. I just like the idea of the res was like that projectile. One of the first things that were suggested, right? Down 150. I don't like this. I think like this is kind of, we don't want to make her pocket playstyle stronger necessarily. You know, like I think like the HP change is like something that's going to mean that she's going to be a lot worse than other comps. Man, I respect the idea, but I think like this is, I don't know if you want to give her stronger pocket abilities, right? I think that's part of the problem here. A drop off rate. Guardian Angel. I mean, a lot of it's just like Guardian Angel going back to what it was, I think for sure. All right, let's see what we got here. Cooldown starts as soon as Mercury touches the ground. Basically, trying to punish Pharmacy. Amount of ult charge gain from damage boost by 100%. I feel like that might be broken with the ult charge gained. I think the passive can just be removed if we're going to do the whole healing resource thing. Dashy with less babysitting. Yeah, I think that's what we've been trying to go for. Leans into the pocket angle. That's a hot take. Selective damage boost. Res buff that lasts 2 seconds. Hilarious. interesting. Controversial rework. So she does the damage herself. The Mercy does the percentage of damage that she quote unquote would have boosted as a projectile that moves towards the target. Weird. I mean, weird, but might be fun. That's a change that's so high risk that I don't feel comfortable putting it on the list, but it would be fun to try out sometime. Okay, that's from Moira. Temporary increase final initial connect. It's an interesting idea where pocket damage boosts up her own weapon temporarily. I don't think the beam thing is a problem if we force her to move more. That is something else. That's definitely creative. I'm trying to find ways to where we don't have to make pistol or offensive pressure a huge part of her kit, but something that you can utilize when needed, right? Like that's the whole staff idea, you know, or we're significantly reducing her clip size, but making the bullets a little bit more effective. What's up, Noah? I mean, this is pretty aggressive. Again, I don't want to go super aggressive with these changes if we can find things that are closer to our current idea. Like, here's the thing, chat. Like, we want to find things I am going to be biased towards things that are like closer to where she is currently, because it's more likely that those things are going to be actually not only popular but actually fairly doable, right? I think if we start getting too crazy, it ends up not even feeling like Mercy at all, right? Like the closer, the better, right? That's why things like reworking damage boost to be a different type of buff, or leaning into her GA, or leaving resurrect but making it a skill shot. It's still Mercy. It's just a better version of Mercy. I think that she definitely needs more of an overhaul than a lot of characters that we've talked about, but that doesn't mean that we have to start from scratch. This is an interesting idea to where you get to a certain speed, you boost certain aspects of your kit. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Something that rewards movement speed? Is that corny? Would that feel clunky? No, thanks for the sub, mate. As a bow staff? Your very unbiased opinion. Yeah, it could feel very gimmicky. I like it's interesting though. It's interesting. Okay, we're done. Roll change to damage. I just can't do this. But did you literally you just listed off the Doomfist? This is Doomfist. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm too tired for this, man. Come on. You guys are so stupid, man. Oh my gosh. We're almost done, chat. This wouldn't work well because people are not gonna like taking damage from their mercy. That's a little bit too weird. Interesting. Got a cat here. It's stuck on my fingers. Long-haired cat curse. Oh, yeah, this is another. Chat, what do you guys think? I think this is good. Right here. I think this is gimmicky. I don't like this upon what we've seen afterwards. Res projectile ultimate does not cancel GA, can be blocked by shields, can miss, reset GA. I honestly kind of like this. I think this is the best version of Res that's been presented. Where Res is a projectile, doesn't cancel GA, can be blocked by shields, can miss, reset GA, 3 to 4 meter. Or ult that supercharges and remove no res at all. Talk about the pulse bomb, right? For gun, I think the gun things make the gun better, but a tiny clip. Maybe improve the weapon swap as well. What do you guys think about the gun? Here, let's. I don't think the GA one I like as much, but I don't hate it. So I guess we'll throw it in weird ideas. Well, Mercy, the whole point of the Mercy gun thing is to allow the gun to serve the purpose of self-defense when absolutely necessary without actually being a viable damage solution. The projectile res would be an ultimate. The reason why projectile res is it gives, I mean, it's a fair criticism that it's just as counterable as like a Mercy channeling, and it's not like any more or less counterable. I think the reason why is there's more of a skill expression. The main thing is that it's an ultimate. The main thing is that it's an ultimate. Can I have free coaching? You can have my cheeks to yourself. No, that's okay. Thank you though. The standards I set for cheeks are just way too high. You wouldn't get it. Yeah. Is pre-buff less. Let's leave it at that. That was like the Halo idea. So no damage boost, I think. But charged through healing. Healing beam decays. Internal cooldown force for targets audio. So what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? The damage boost is reworked movement speed, cooldowns, reloads, something like that. It's on a resource that you charge up through healing. But your healing, while not a resource, decays. Let's say 60 HPS to 40 or even 30 HPS. What do you guys think? So we combine the decay and the resource. How to regen after decay? The healing beam decays on singular targets. In other words, the healing decays only when you leave your target on somebody for longer, for over the course of 4 seconds. Fix 60 is a little low. My concern is I don't want anything crazy. What is Iliari's healing per second? $120. We could do what you guys think? Could we live with 70? But the way you get it back is just to not heal the same person for a little bit. Well, the problem with pharmacy is there's no guarantee that pharmacy is going to take enough damage to actually charge up your boost. And even if she takes enough damage and you do get the boost, the cooldown and reload animation is a little bit less useful, I think. So this forces you to actually like go out and find targets to heal, different targets to heal, so then you can then boost people. And then because it's movement speed and cooldowns, it rewards you. There's a lot more motivation to pocket non-DPS flanks. Reload speed would be good, but the cooldowns might not be quite as useful. Right, exactly. And keep in mind, guys, we're not talking damage boost. Damage boost is, in theory, gone. That's a good idea, Gecko. Something like that. Poor Hanzo never gets good boosts. True. True. What do you guys think about the cooldown for overdrive, extra speed, movement range? Also has a small heal over time. to kind of replace the passive. Because if we want her to be more proactive with like putting herself in dangerous situations, maybe give her just a small, especially with the support passive nerf. No, we don't have damage boost anymore. Just like something small, like 30, 40 healing, or 50 healing over like 3 seconds. Like a super weak BAP shift. Like regen, dash, and life weaver, similar to that. Yeah, but it's probably slower regeneration. And last question, do we want the overdrive cooldown? Do we even need the overdrive cooldown? And if so, do we want the overdrive cooldown to increase her healing per second at all? Because I feel like Overwatch right now is kind of struggling with like too much selective burst healing. You know what I'm saying? Like Iliare right now is a great example. The Brig armor pack is a great example. Regenerative burst, which thankfully got nerfed today, is a great example. Has like there's a ton of burst healing out there. So do we really want to give like overdrive, let it affect? Yeah. No, I'm concerned about the overdrive being too much healing. Like, I think if overdrive increased Mercy's movement speed by 10%, increase the buff of your right click by 50%. In other words, you move 15% faster, you regenerate your cooldowns, whatever, like a small, it makes your pocket slightly stronger. And HOT, I think it's okay. May give slower decay on a target rather than actually giving it more healing. Yeah, that's an idea. Does it heal more or slow decay rate? That's a good one. Yeah, that's actually an interesting idea. Oh gosh, dude. Long hair cats. I swear it's like static. They just stick to my nose. Dude, I've just felt one on my eye. Wind's wild out there. Okay, so maybe something to work with. Weird ideas with the staff bonk or zap, which I think is something that maybe worth looking into. Okay, chat. I think we have something here. Yeah, overdrive would be an ability, I think. Yes, Talon, exactly. I think we have something. I think we have something. What do you guys think? Any major critiques? Any major critiques from what we have here? Mercy's still boring? I don't think so. I think the decay, the nuance of her buff, like the buff is useful on a lot of characters now. And reverting movement stuff maybe even introducing the new ability. And the ultimate could also be something. Now, here's the only question though. Is ult and overdrive redundant? Does it make sense to have the ult that overdrives? Maybe if we get the overdrive ultimate, that replaces the overdrive cooldown. You get what I'm saying? I think Alindial, you're setting the bar too high. You're setting the bar way too high. I had this realization with like Torb and Reaper and Junkrat to an extent, right? They're just not going to be Tracer. So we can't hold them to Tracer. We're not working with we're not working with like a phenomenal design here. Let's be honest here. Angelic boost. Sure. Should lead to a better outcome even if we don't get it. But the thing is like you can only go so far with what we have to work with. When it gets to the point to where we have to completely change the function of how a beam healer works, or if we have to completely change the function of how Guardian Angel works, if we have to completely revitalize how her utility is formed, is it more offensive, then like we're not really working with Mercy anymore at this point. And also, like, you have to understand that, like, even if that's a worthwhile goal, this is just supposed to be a fun project, you know? We had complete overhauls already. Did we? Did we? I mean, Sim still has her beam and her turrets and her teleporter. Orisa's closer to an overhaul, but she still has her fortify and she still has her weapon. I mean, Orisa's as close to an overhaul as possible. This one is just a little bit more selective. I mean, Torb isn't an overhaul at all. So could we spend another 6 hours in this one? Yeah, but I'm just not going to. I think this is significantly better. It's just a step in the right direction. You could probably do more with this, but I'm not going to. Sim was completely different, but it's also been 7 years. So I'm not fixing to undo 7 years of Mercy changes in about one thing. So I think this is a step in the right direction. Any critiques? Her ult should be different from her ability. That is a good critique. I think we just leave that as a disclaimer. Here's the way we're doing is we want to provide some ideas, but we don't necessarily need a full cohesive rework. Remember we did this with the Torbjorn thing. Torbjorn was not a cohesive rework at all. It was a bunch of ideas and a lot of questions raised because we couldn't really come to a conclusion of what we wanted to do with turret without actually like coming away with some other different thing that we didn't really have access to. Okay, let's leave it as is. All right, so I'm not gonna lie with you guys. I'm out of gas. So instead of doing Moira or Mercy, or Moira, because that's going to take a lot of focus, let's do Ana and let's do Zen. Because those are going to be easy. Maybe just Ana. Let's just quickly zoom through the Ana and Zen. Remember, these are only like minor tweaks. Don't need to fix, just improve. Yes, that's true. More self-sustain and dueling power and make Mercy fun. I mean, we still have these as ideas. So that's still an option that we're still bringing up. Okay, let's do some Zen and Ana. Let's you know what? Let's just do crap. Let's just do Zen. Honestly, I feel like Zen should be super easy. If any of you guys try to do anything crazy to Zen, I'm gonna lose my mind. Zen basically needs almost nothing. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. Discord OP on tanks. So honestly, guys, I'm gonna read through these, but all I'm really looking for with Zenyatta Discord is to nerf its effectiveness on tanks. That's it. Cheers, Rashi. I mean, is there anything else that's the problem with Zen? Can anybody think of anything else that's wrong with Zen? Discord? I don't think Discord needs to be a skill shot. I really don't think that, like, I just don't agree with it at all. Discord being a skill shot would like completely ruin, like it would be so hard to play the character. No mobility. Honestly, giving Zen some marginal mobility would be helpful. Maybe we could replace kick with mobility. What do you guys think about that? What if we took away the boop and actually allowed him to like a little bit of vertical mobility? Like Zarya right click. Yeah, Coach Gun style. Yeah, okay. Here's what it is. I think it's hard to know. It's hard to know. Let's just put it as an idea. But we're gonna basically the TLDR for Zen is it's going to be super easy, nothing crazy. I don't think Zen needs much at all. Anything is reduced to 25. Isn't Discord already 25%? I'm pretty sure it's already 25%. In which case, yeah, it's 25%. So what would you guys say is a good number? 20%? 15? That seems reasonable to me. Scale by how long it is on? Nah. If you make it 15% on a tank, it doesn't matter if you let it sit on a tank. It's going to be so much less effective. I just don't think it's that big of a deal for non-tanks. This should be so much easier. I don't think stacking CC is going to be something that's going to be fixed. Discord set 20%, damage reduced by 25%. No. I don't. No. Do not nerf damage. Please do not buff healing. That will make me quit Zenyatta. I will literally stop playing the character. A lot of people, I think, will stop playing the character. I mean, even leaving Discord on a tank is overrated. It's still fairly effective, but people overstate its effectiveness. It's because it's always compensated by you're not discording somebody else who's going aggressive. The problem with tank is they're more often not going aggressive, so it is too strong. It is definitely too strong, but it's not as powerful as people say it is. I just don't like the whole Discord as a resource thing. I think that takes away from his the nice thing about Zen is his super, super basic kit. A lot of nuance with how it's applied. Just tweak, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is with respectively way too much reworks here. I'm not. You can't. Zen is a fun character. Just basics. I don't think you want to do anything crazy. Oh yeah, give him the Discord chain. Oh yeah, give me the Discord distance back. Stupid change, bro. I freaking hate that change. It makes you feel so much worse at range, which is like the exact opposite of what it should feel like. The guy's hitbox is massive. He should be able to deal with you at range. The fact that you can't Discord at range now feels terrible, and it doesn't even hurt. It doesn't even hurt tanks that much either, because tanks, you're not playing 40 meters away from a Zen. It's really dumb. One of the worst changes they've ever done. I don't think slow and Discord Orb is the play. Total ammo lowered, damage increased, Discord range increased. I just don't think he needs anything. I think people overreact to Discord just because it's fairly effective on tank. And the problem with Discord is, can I be honest with you guys? The problem with Discord is that there's too many other things that tanks are mad at. Ah, true, Archivist. It's the hitbox. Actually, true hitbox nerf. Yeah. The problem with Discord is not Discord. The problem with Discord, it's Discord plus sleep dart, or Discord plus hack, or Discord plus what fill in the blank, right? If we make some of these minor tweaks that we're hoping that all these characters have at some point in time, I think Discord's a lot less of a priority for tanks. Shields now count as losing LOS. Does shield drops? I thought that's a fairly reasonable change. Maybe give HP if... Honestly, I don't feel like he needs HP. I would say I would be down for giving him 225 HP if you removed Snap Kick. But I think just shrinking his hitbox would be the more effective way of keeping him alive. Yeah, I don't think he needs HP. It's just more of a... I prefer the hitbox thing instead of the HP. I'm going to have to toy with my monitor because this is like actually brutal. I feel like I'm going blind. Healing from Harmony Orb. No, I don't like where this is going. So it's a debuff applied, lasts for 3 seconds, and goes on cooldown. I mean, I actually don't hate it. It's one of the more tolerable changes I've had. I just don't think it's 100% necessary. Can I use dark mode? How? Ah! Ah! Discord ramp up mechanic. I just don't like ramp up mechanic because that just encourages you to leave it on tanks. Dang it, dude. Comes from him being a hero that can't withstand him without a full background. Yeah, I understand the idea of Zen as like full glass cannon. Like, do we want that in Overwatch? I think that's fair. I think that's why we have to. I think that's why wouldn't do anything crazy though. I'd start with the hitbox change and see where we go from there. I just don't like the double harm. I just don't like the whole multiple harmony orb thing as much. Hitbox volume reduced. Detonation, nah, overthinking it. It's an interesting idea, but no. No. Hey. Yeah.
Dude, there's like a massive storm coming.
Is it? I've heard the wind.
Yeah, the trash can at the working. I'm gonna see if Alex is out
Okay.
there. Dude, you know what happened today?
What?
They're redoing the floors like in the main part of the gym.
Yeah.
I get out of my car and it smells like chemicals. Like I'm gonna get cancer chemicals. They apparently had like sanded down like the concrete or like the epoxy over it. And I was like, dang, it smells from the parking lot. I go in the building. I was like, maybe it's just me. And Miss Dad gets there and he's like, wow. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is like safe to breathe in.
Did you just do class outside?
I had to roll the mats outside. And I was like, all right, everybody take your heat tops off. And they're like, wow, can we do this? Oh, look at the cars. Oh, playing that. I was like,
Novelty and children goes together like butter and jelly.
I was just like, I could have canceled class, but I was like, class starts in 5 minutes. What am I going to do? Like, I'm Marty. Windy. My little baby.
Okay.
Sorry, I totally interrupted.
No, it's fine. We're just zooming through a Zen tweak. So we basically finished Mercy, which was agony. It took over 2 hours.
Oh, you're doing support?
Yeah. Moira and Mercy. I'm going to have to delay Moira a layer, do it to another stream. I only have so much energy for one character at a time. A Zen walking animation.
Zen's, one of Zen's cooldowns, as he crab walks like General Grievous.
I think we got the Mercy thing mostly situated. At least it's better, I think.
Hear my suggestion.
No. Excuse me.
One of Zen's cooldowns, he crab walks like General Grievous. It's like a soft grind charge.
Remove extra melee damage. Boop is shorter. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be against the kick distance nerfed a tad. It's kind of corny. Like I would take a slight bit of mobility for the boop change. Okay, so what are you guys saying? Discord OP and tanks, no mobility, massive hitbox. Discord 20% or 15% on tank. Discord distance back. Hitbox shrunk. Shields drop Discord after grace period. ideas. Kick distance nerfed a tad. Mobility, small vertical mobility, like Zarya right click with kick. I don't think there's like anything else that Zen could even possibly need. What do you guys think? This seems pretty simple. And this is just weird stuff. This is I think this is just unsure. But these are the ones we want to stick with. What do you guys think? It's a nerf, it's a buff, it's a buff, it's a nerf. But it makes them a little bit less squishy. Or floaty thing. You prefer current Zen over any changes. Why is that? Do you not like these things? I mean, these are the changes we're talking about. This is just foolishness that we can throw in. But this is the thing that we're looking for. Yeah, these are very minor changes. I agree. Mari's fussing. What is wrong with her?
You know you get fed every day.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. I think we got time for Ana. What do you guys think? We got time for Ana. We can do Ana. Problem with Ana. Nade, sleep, value, high on tanks. Easy to land. Support, passive, massively boosted survivability. That's mostly it. I think the damage, they nerfed her damage recently. What do you guys think? I think Ana's going to be very similar to Zenyatta in terms of minor tweaks. Like we said, nothing crazy. I don't think we should do much with Ana. I think some people, again, like Zen, are kind of going over the top when Ana's a super fun character to play. In fact, I think they already nerfed the support passive today, right? That's going to be a big nerf for Ana. Right. So I think Ana, maybe we take a look at nade duration on tanks, and that's it. I really don't think that Ana should get touched much, to be honest with you guys. So let's just take a look. Any of you guys have any ideas that we're not considering? Anti-heal reduced from 100% heal reduction to 60%. See, I just don't even think that's necessary. Like, people talk about like an anti-heal reduction. Why? Just keep it anti-heal. Just make it reduce the duration, if anything. I just nade. How long does nade last? Let's check out. So we have hard numbers here. Whoops. 3.5 seconds. I mean, just make it 3 seconds. Just make it 3 seconds. Duration to 3 to 2.5 seconds on tank. Worth and perhaps 3 seconds on squishies. I mean, we could even do 2 seconds on tank. 2 to 2.5 seconds. 3 seconds on squishies. It was 3 seconds? Well, there you go. I don't want the increased cooldown. I think being able, if you just reduce its potency, I don't like having longer cooldown, more potent cooldowns as much. Increase cooldown by 5 seconds, that would just feel awful. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I just feel awful. It already is what? A 14-second cooldown? It's a long cooldown, you know? Like it just, if anything, what do you guys think? Should sleep get nerfed? Should sleep get nerfed? What do you guys think? How about 3 seconds on tanks instead? How about 3 second? Sleep duration, 3 seconds on tanks. My final offer. Half a second shorter. I know it's nerfed on tanks, yeah. It's 3.5 on tanks. And just, like I said, nothing crazy. Let's just see how it goes. It's fine as is on tanks? Could be. I'm okay with nerfing it, making it slightly less potent on tanks, but keep in mind that we are also the crew that's nerfing Discord on tanks, or nerfing hack on tanks. What other crappy things do tanks have to deal with, chat? I hate the Mei change. I wish Cassie nade would be reworked. So we're campaigning to do little assaults on all the things and making tank unfun to play, right? So yes, I don't think we need to go super heavy-handed with Discord or sleep or nade if we're attacking all of them at the same time. Should hit sleep dart? No, it shouldn't be. I think sleep dart is, I will say the sleep dart, the whole gaslight thing, dude, sleep dart has always been a fairly difficult cooldown to land on squishies. So no, I don't think so. I'm going to put this in weird ideas because I'm not so convinced that it's necessary. Wrecking Ball feels awful. Wrecking Ball doesn't die when he gets slept unless there's a combination of other things, which we also want to change. You know what I'm saying? You play on a Zen as Doomfist, Discord is 5 or 10% weaker. Nade lasts for, what? A whole second and a half less. Sleep potentially lasts half a second less. And potentially nerf the kick distance on Zen Boob. I don't know. I think y'all are tripping. I think until we need to be really careful about anything crazy right now. I'm not going to gut Ana until we actually get more supports that can perform at her level of skill ceiling. We need to be very careful about that. Let's see what we could do. You give them 35 extra HP. Nano boost yourself. Huh. Not as much of a fan. All you flats viewing sheep tank mains. Actually, shut up. Amusing. Welcome back, Noah. Yeah, we're talking Ana. Self nano might be broken. Like, honestly, that would be a huge buff. If you could nano yourself, it would be a huge buff. Not consistently usable or needed, but in the niche circumstances, it would be very strong. No, we're not gonna do BAP. We're not gonna do Lifeweaver today. We're gonna do BAP, Lifeweaver, and Moira on another day. Moira's gonna be the big one. Gonna need a long time to do Moira, and then BAP, Lifeweaver we'll get to. Yeah, Nano self would be too broken. Interesting, not as much of a fan of these changes. Like, again, chat, we're going to try and crank through these. So if I skip over your ideas, doesn't mean they're bad. It's just not something I'm clicking with immediately. So cooldown reduced. Whoa. If a sleeping target is healed, they wake up immediately? Huh. A classic memory, it depends on what you submitted it for. If it was for Ana, yes, because we're doing Ana right now. Interesting. Could be a little bit broken in like support in DPS 1v1s. But it's interesting. As always, Trico, your ideas provoke some thought. It was for Zen. I might take a look at your Zen thing, because we just did it. Increase. I just disagree. The ultimate on E, ultimate on Q, logs for sleep. I just really don't. I just don't agree. I just don't agree at all. I feel like Ana's like the new character that everyone hates, but I just think that we over exaggerating it. Unscoped. I'll say this. I forgot about that. They buffed the hitbox on unscoped shots. Well, I never got that. I just never got why they did that, to be honest with you guys. I don't know why they made her hitbox in that here. Do you remember that change? That was one of the strangest changes I've ever seen in my life. Nano damage reduction removed. Wow, that would be really bad. That would be really, really bad. Oops. GS Toddy, thanks for the sub. Duration depends on total number of enemies hit. I understand this, but it's going to reward nading tank more. I don't think that that's necessarily the direction we want to go, even if that's not intentional. This is an interesting idea, but probably will lead to too many broken combos. I don't know, speed, but less damage reduction. I mean, would it stop Nanoblade? Imagine Genji that has a little bit less survivability, but he moves 25% faster. I feel like that's just as difficult. The problem with Nanoblade is more on the Genji. I feel like Blade just should have a hard cap of like damage boost. I don't think it's necessarily Nano Boost's problem. Yeah, that was in the game at some point, but it had the full damage reduction. Give her a res. Huh. You're good. No longer increases damage. I feel like that's one of the funnest parts, though, is the increased damage. I think you should probably let him keep the increased damage. What about remove the damage boost, increase movement speed, and decrease the damage reduction? Maybe. It doesn't stack with the armor mitigation. That's true. No, 30% damage boost. Oh. I see what you're saying. As long as he has some sort of damage output, I think it's okay. Okay, maybe. You guys are way overrating M2 charges. Oh, I guess it charges faster. Zenyatta, make his Discord orb decrease the amount of damage the Discord outputs instead of taking more damage. I don't like that as much. I think that would be very frustrating to play into. I want to be able to do maximum damage, and this would also be very, very potent as 1v1 capability, which I'm not as much of a problem with. But I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Noah. Okay. What do you guys think about Ana? Nade duration to 2.5 seconds on tank, perhaps 3 seconds on squishy instead of 3.5. Revert unscoped hitbox. Why? Weird idea. Sleep duration 3 seconds on tank. It's 3.5 currently. Speed but less damage output with nano. 30% instead of 50. 25% speed. Just something goofy or weird maybe with that. What do you guys think? With the honest stuff at the bottom here. You think 3.5 and squishy targets is fine? Yeah, could be. That's why I said perhaps. I'm not really sure. Okay, you've convinced me. Because we're already nerfing, reverting the stupid buffs that she got with the hitbox, with the unscoped hitbox. I just think we have to understand that with a single tank, that having some variations with how a tank works and how a DPS works is just inevitable. At least with our current balance of the game. I don't think you can. I think it just has to be that way. I think nades, sleep darts, boops in general. I mean, there's inconsistency across the game between the tank role and the rest of the rules. That's just how the game is right now. Any major critiques that you guys have? Yeah. So we'll see. All right, chat. I'm gonna head out. This is about burn my brain down. I don't know when we're gonna do Moira. I guess we'll probably do companion stream this Saturday, but I'm at latest it's gonna be next week. At latest it's gonna be next week. Could potentially be on Saturday, but I'm not 100% certain yet. We'll do Moira. We'll get BAP and Lifeweaver tweaks as well. Can I check out your video? What video? Probably better to save it till next time. Oh. Yeah, we'll save it for next time. Remind me, if you'll be here on Saturday stream, we can look at it on Saturday stream. We'll look at it on Saturday stream. Yeah, because that's something I can do between maps and I'm always looking for stuff to do between maps and Overwatch League. So we'll do Ask Spilo, we'll do all that. It'll be about 3 p.m. EST, so a little bit earlier in the day. All right, chat. I'm gonna raid a Genji main friend of mine. 2 epic for you. I appreciate y'all's help. This was actually better than I thought it would be. It was gonna be agony. We survived it, and we will be back on Tuesday, or I guess Saturday. Loves and kisses. I'll see you guys later.